Hello students, we are continuing with our series of DNA repair mechanisms, and in this video we'll be learning about double strand break repair. Now we already have studied all the repair mechanisms and you can find links to those videos in the description, right? But in all those cases the damages were in the single strand, and whenever those strands were removed, the new DNA polymerase would have found the intact single strand and used it as a template to replicate the new strand and then fill the gap. But in case of DSBR, that is double stranded break repair, the problem is much more complex. You see, there's a break in both the strands. So it's now a big problem. There is no template. Alright, so this is the main issue in case of double stranded break, that there is no template for repair. But we will be learning how it happens, and I will be telling you what diagram, what figure you need to write in your answer script, and let us go with the process. Now right away I will be showing you a 3D video first because the concept is actually a bit difficult to grasp. So the first type of double strand break repair that we will be learning is non-homologous end joining. It is known as NHEJ, non-homologous end joining. So let us go into the video right away. Alright, so this mechanism, needs two very important machinery. Number one is the KU, okay, KU70 and KU80. Very important. They need KU70 and KU80 proteins, and they recruit protein kinase, okay, PKCs, protein kinases. Those protein kinase along with KU forms a very tight complex, and that complex is further tightened by phosphorylation. So once phosphorylation happens, that KU PKC forms a very tight complex and it grabs the two ends of the broken DNA, right? Now the next step, what happens? Ligase 4 enzyme comes. Ligase 4, also known as XRCC4 or XLF, they come and they just grab the end like a fork, okay, and they just stretches them and approximates them, and they trigger the joining of the two ends. There is no synthesis of new DNA strand. Both the broken ends are opposed and they are joined, and ultimately the end result is an intact DNA. So after joining, all these machinery will be lost and will be left with an intact DNA with no damage. Now there are few things that you need to know before you write your answer. You must have seen in this case, alright, the breaks might not be uniform. Suppose in this strand the damage is much more, and in this strand the damage is less. So we need to fill up a short gap in this strand and a long gap in this strand. In reality, what happens? We take the bigger gap. So the KU machinery will be coming and attaching here. It will take the big gap as the reference, and this end, this extra end will be trimmed. Alright, so when protein kinase and KU70 and 80 comes and joins to these ends, those are known as end binding, okay, by this protein complex, there are trimming of ends. So once trimming of end happens, then ligase 4, XRCC4 and XLF will ultimately come and join the two ends. So this is actually a very simple mechanism, but you need to know the names of these proteins. Protein kinase KU70, KU80, ligase 4, XRCC4 and XLF, because whenever these keywords you find in an MCQ, always know that we are talking about double stranded break repair, and more specifically non-homologous joining of the ends. Now there are a few things that you need to know. Complementary strands cannot be exploited, alright, because both the strands are damaged. So there is no complementary strand, as I told you, there is no template for repair. And in this case, even if human body has got homologous chromosome, we will not touch, this mechanism is not touching the homologous chromosome. So there is no role of sister chromatid. Since we are just joining, it's an error prone mechanism. Alright, and the repair is definitely imperfect. As I tell in my live classes, in-person classes, that this can be compared to an emergency surgery. Somehow, if a patient lands in emergency with an ugly wound, an emergency surgeon will somehow close the gap. Then a plastic surgeon will come and then he or she will refine the wound gap. Alright, so this is an imperfect repair, but at the cost of leaving unrepaired. It is better than leaving a gap. So it is better than leaving unrepaired, but this is an error prone and imperfect repair. So that's all about non-homologous end joining of double stranded brake repair. Thank you so much for watching this video. In the next video, we'll be learning about other part of double stranded brake repair, which is homologous repairing. So thanks a lot for watching this video. Feel free to get back to me with all the comments, all your queries in the comment section. I will see you in the next one. Till then, bye and take care.